about 6. Even though my family is broken, though, I grew up with a strong family dynamic. My mom and I live with my grandparents until I'm 6 and a half. During this time, I become very close with them. Each day, my grandfather comes home from work with a candy bar for me. I sit on the top step, waiting for Pop to get home, and then jump into his arms. When he catches me and hugs me, there's no place I'd rather be. My favorite moments with Nana are when she plays the piano and I play the flute. I start playing when I'm about 8. When I'm in high school, my grandparents notice I'm quite serious about the flute. I start private lessons and my teacher determines I need a better instrument. My mom can't afford it, so my grandparents offer. On the way to the music store, Nana asks Pop, "How much can I spend?" He says, "Whatever it costs." He buys me a Gemeinhardt, German engineering at its finest. Nana and I play music together for many years, every week when I go to their house for Sunday dinner. When Nana takes a break in the kitchen, I'll hear, "Oh good, you've brought your instrument." I don't know who gets more excited, her or me. As we play together, Carl Bohm's Calm as the Night echoes through our house and life can't get any better. But for many years, my relationships are complicated and sometimes fueled by substance abuse. This is something I've already been dealing with for a long time. It starts when I'm a senior at Saugerties High School. I'm unpopular, painfully shy, and I've never so much as had one sip of alcohol. In health class, we watched The Basketball Diaries, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. It tells the story of Jim Carroll and his descent into drug addiction. After seeing it, I am convinced that if I so much as smoke a joint, I'll share the fate of Leo as Jim in the movie, performing sexual favors for strangers in the New York City subway bathrooms for dope. The next year, as a freshman at SUNY Oneonta, I go to sorority rush parties and develop an affinity for funneling beer. I even get the nickname Funnel Girl. Nana and Pop are married for 52 years and have what seems like the best relationship. They show the ultimate trust, respect, and love for one another. That's what I want. I try many drugs. I develop a taste for some, for others not so much, but I am hooked. The first time I try ecstasy stands out because right off the bat I take 2. I don't even know what it'll do to me, but I know that if it's supposed to mess me up, I want all I can get. Once I discover drinking and drugging, that's all I want to do. I fail out of school. I find people in my hometown who are into what I'm into. I'm 23 when Nana gets sick. She dies 5 months later. I stopped playing the flute for a long time because it reminds me of her, and it's too painful. I go to spend the weekend with my grandfather a few weeks after the funeral. My flute is resting at the foot of her piano. Pop and I look at it, then at each other. "It makes me sad," he says, and I take it home. After Nana dies, nothing gives me the same joy as playing the flute with her did. I worked hard at it and took a lot of pride in it. Not only was it a great way to bond with her, it was the one thing growing up that I could honestly say I was better than average at. I list the accolades I've received for performing as my greatest achievement. But it's hard to talk about that now. I no longer have my instrument. I haven't had it since March of last year. Nana's death marks the beginning of a downward spiral for me, with increased substance abuse. After I'm home a few years, I try benzos for the first time. I'm upset about a breakup, and my mom, a nurse, gives me an Ativan to calm me down. It works. Calm as the night. Mom gives them to me here and there if I'm upset about something, and it doesn't take long for me to begin acting upset when I'm not, or even to help myself to a pill or two without asking. Fast forward a bit. After 2 near-fatal car accidents, I move in with a new boyfriend in Brooklyn. We do considerable amounts of cocaine and order Valium online for the come-down, and for preventing seizures brought on by overdoses, which I have been frequently experiencing. We break up. There are more boyfriends and more breakups, and none of these relationships in any way resemble the loving, respectful bond Nana and Pop showed me. I keep finding ways to get prescriptions for benzos. In each case, I plead my case to the doctor, who of course takes pity on me for whatever heartache I'm getting over, and voila, I am the proud holder of a prescription for Ativan, or Valium, or Klonopin. I bounce around a lot the next couple of years, most of the time in full-blown active addiction. Eventually I wind up working for and staying with a heroin addict and dealer. He moves me to a trailer of 2 of his customers, but after a month they make me leave. When I go, I inadvertently leave my flute behind. The flute my grandfather bought me. The flute I played with Nana. I called desperately for 3 months afterwards trying to get it back. I can't tell anyone, not even my mother, because she'll think I sold the flute for drugs, and I wouldn't blame her. Finally, I give up. This is the saddest detail. I start living in a motel in Berkeley Heights. I'm isolated in a dark room, high every day on pills, and in a permanent drunken stupor. One rainy Wednesday, May 28th, 2014, I wake up, take a handful of Ativan, and head out for the liquor store. I want to get a bottle of vodka. When I get there, the liquor store is closed. This is more than just an inconvenience. It's the beginning of salvation. Right then and there, I have a spiritual experience. I realize in that moment that this is not where I am meant to be. I call my uncle, who is in recovery. Please, I beg him, take me somewhere. He picks me up and we go to the Burger King on Broadway. As I sit there, I do the phone intake for Benedictine Detox. I'm admitted and spend 11 days kicking alcohol and benzos. I begin a 5-day-a-week outpatient rehab, which I attend for 11 months. On May 13th of this year, I completed rehab, and on May 29th, I celebrated 1 year clean and sober. My parents came in from Vegas for my celebration. I keep working on my sobriety and my self-esteem. I even took a true story writing workshop this spring to help me with that. Maybe someday I'll even be able to pick up the flute again.